Welcome everyone to Weekly News and NIDW Minimajor Tidbits, and the topic for this video is War on Drugs ni Duterte, Iniimbestigahan. In an outpouring at incredible turn of events, isa-isa nang lumulutang ang mga testigo laban sa dating Presidente Rodrigo Duterte at ng kanyang bloody war on drugs na kumitil ng iniestimang 6,000 at the lowest end to around 30,000, including extrajudicial killings na naganap sa kanyang tenure as the President of the Philippines. Now, alam naman natin na yung krusada ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte laban sa droga, most people actually like it. Most people actually voted for him dahil sa kanyang anti-drug campaign na lumaganap, which won him the presidency noong 2016. And that's kind of the blowback against the establishment, Aquinos, and the liberal parties, and the growing discontent ng mga tao sa pamumuno ni Aquino at ng mga, again, establishment candidates. Although, obviously, dating liberal at dating dilawan si Duterte. He just switched like a few months after the filing of the certificate of candidacy nung placeholder niya with Vice President aspirant Alan Peter Cayetano. You can learn more about it, but you know, I haven't actually. I was like 12 at that point, so I actually liked Duterte. I love Duterte in his populist rhetoric of killing the drug users, you know, in 3 to 6 months, patayin kita dyan, or something like that. Ginusto ng tao na makurba ang isyu ng droga sa ating bansa bago pa tumakbo si Duterte. Sinabi niya ng papatayin niya ang mga drug pusher at user. Tapos malalaman natin, nagfa-fentanyl pala siya. But, you know, that's besides the point. He bragged his city's record of being one of the cleanest in the Philippines, lalo na't balwarte nga ito ng mga Dutertes. Sinasabi niya pang nakapatay na siya ng tao, at I think at least 3. Inacknowledge siya rin ang alleged Davao Death Squad o DDS nung siya ang mayor ng Davao via, you know, bragging that there are no drugs in Davao. Well, napalis pa nga niya si dating Senadora Laila de Lima sa kanyang pwesto as the chairperson ng Committee on Justice and Human Rights a few months after Duterte came into power in a wave of populist rhetoric na anti-establishment at anti-poverty. Not anti-poor, I don't know why, but you know, I wrote in the script na in a wave of populist rhetoric na anti-establishment at anti-poor, although it's probably what I do meant. I just didn't care to be. No, nakapagbigay na ako ng history ni Duterte at de Lima from the time she was the Commission on Human Rights chairperson, where she investigated high-profile cases including the Maguindanao Massacre at marami pang iba. She also started an investigation against Duterte's alleged Davao Death Squad, which resulted in her being ousted nga sa kanyang chairpersonship on the Committee on Justice and Human Rights. But that's besides the point. Basically, what happened was, matagal nang magkaaway, matagal nang galit si Duterte kay Laila de Lima dahil nga inimbestigahan niya yung alleged Davao Death Squad sa city ni Duterte. So, parang galit siya at gusto niyang paalisin si de Lima kasi nga masyadong asungot. Malamang sa malamang, hindi niya maangkop, hindi niya makukuha, o hindi niya magagawa yung mga pinaplano niya in cases of anti-drug sentiments na pinagsasabi niya nung siya kumakampanya. Kung merong mga goody two-shoes katulad ni de Lima na, you know, want the due process to be respected, the standard operating procedure na, of course, constitutionally okay. Now, may inalabas na namang basically confirming an open secret regarding alleged bounties at rewards sa pagpatay sa mga sinususpetsahang drug users at pushers. Basically, you know, tier level siya. Kung gano'ng kataas ang threat level, gano'n din kataas ang iyong magiging alleged bounty. One of the star witnesses na nagbigay ng kanilang testimonya ay si retired Police Colonel Rosa implicating the personal knowledge of former President Rodrigo Duterte, Senator re-electionists at dating presidential assistant or something, Bongo at photo bomber, and former PNP Chief Ronald Bato de Rosa, and of course Senator re-electionist din siya.
On May of 2016, I received a call from the then President Rodrigo Duterte at approximately 5 in the morning instructing me to meet him at his residence in Doña Luisa, Davao City. During our meeting, he requested that I locate a PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone capable of implementing the war on drugs on a national scale, replicating the Davao model. The Davao model referred to the system involving payment and rewards. The Davao model involves 3 levels of payments of rewards. The first is the reward if the suspect is killed. Second is the funding of planned operations. Third is the refund of operational expenses. Initially, I informed the President that I was unaware of any individual with those qualifications, as I had not been assigned outside of Davao, nor had I served in a national capacity with the PNP. However, I recalled my upperclassman, Edilberto Leonardo, who was handling the Criminal Investigation Detection Group and was also a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo. I mentioned his name to the President. On the same day, a certain individual named Muking contacted me by the phone to request Leonardo's contact details, which I promptly provided.
Binasa niyang naluluha pa ang isang affidavit corroborating Espanido's allegations na binibigyan niya ng pabuya ang pulisya under Duterte's war on drugs. I must remind you all though that she was in detention before cracking. So parang, maybe it is beaten out of her, or as they say, but I'm not going to float some things na makakapagpasira sa imahe ng House of Representatives, especially the Quadcom na nag-iimbestiga ngayon sa war on drugs, something that is definitely desperately needed para sa ating mga kababayan. Now, sinabi niyang tinawagan siya personally ni Duterte para i-implement ang war on drugs, instructing her to meet with the President-elect Duterte at 5 in the morning sa Davao, instructing her to find a PNP officer na isa ring INC operative na kakayaning i-implement ang isang Davao-style war on drugs sa buong bansa, to which she obliged. Now, sinabi niya, this is a grave accusation considering dinadawit at hina-highlight niya ang religious affiliation ng hinahanap ni Duterte na nag-i-implement ng kanyang war on drugs. But, bakit niya pa kailangan? Ba't niya pa kailangan ng isang miyembro na kasapi ng isang respetadong institusyon? A religious affiliation or a religious organization at that. Now, she alleges na may 3 leader or may 3 tier o hakbang ang reward o bounty system sa pulisya, ranging from a few dozen thousands to even $1 million per kill base sa threat level kuno. Now, first is the reward. If the suspect is killed, bibigyan ka ng pera. Second is the funding of the planned operation or co-plans. And the third being the refund ng operational expenses. Basically saying na kapag napatay mo na yung suspect na yan, may reward ka. Pwede kang kumuha ng funding sa gagawin ng pagpatay through co-plans, tapos i-refund pa yung nagastos mo doon sa co-plan para, you can do it all over again. Hindi mauubusan ang budget ng iyong departamento kung patay ka ng patay. So, saan ang gagaling yan? Well, a lot of people actually theorize na galing ito sa gagawin or sa confidential at intelligence funds ni Duterte or whatever agency has those confidential funds. Kaya tinitingnan nila ngayon yung confidential fund releases na kanilang pinaggagawa. Nang maalala niyang mayroon siyang upperclassman na si retired police colonel at NAPOLCOM commissioner na nooy may hawak ng CIDG at miyembro ng INC. Nirefer niya ito kay Duterte and the rest was history with the president's alalay, Bongo. Kumbaga sabi ni Garma na siya raw ang nagfa-facilitate for a few months ng transaction at ng pag-uusap nila alalay Bongo at again police colonel.
During our meeting, he requested that I locate a PNP officer or operative who is a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo, indicating that he needed someone capable of implementing the war on drugs on a national scale, replicating the Davao model. The Davao model referred to the shifting system involving payment and rewards. The Davao model involves three levels of payments of rewards. The first is the reward if the suspect is killed. Second is the funding of planned operations. Third is the refund of operational expenses. Initially, I informed the President that I was unaware of any individual with those qualifications as I had not been assigned outside of Davao, nor had I served in a national capacity with the PNP. However, I recalled my upperclassman, Edilberto Leonardo, who was handling the Criminal Investigation Detection Group and was also a member of the Iglesia ni Cristo. I mentioned his name to the President. On the same day, a certain individual named Muking contacted me by the phone to request Leonardo's contact details, which I promptly provided.
As you can see, bombshell revelation ang nagiging pang-whistleblow ni dating Police Colonel at PCSO GM Roy Negarma, although not really a surprise at this point because as I said earlier, talagang it's an open secret naman na mayroong reward system sa mga pinapatay ng mga pulisya. We just didn't know the extent to it. Matagal na itong mga ugong-ugong patungkol sa mga reward system ng pulisya sa mga suspected drug user at pusher. We kind of know all of this thing already. And still, and you know, some people actually applauded these killings, one of which is me. Kasi I was a freaking kid at that point. And you know, the populist rhetoric of Duterte and his funny and I don't know what to call it, anti-savvy, but also populist and non-decorum style of talking is something that is a breath of fresh air. Lalo na, you know, si Aquino ang sinundan niya. Huwag tayong magmamaang-maangan na hindi natin alam ang mga ganitong pangyayari. This is well documented.
Lahat ng SONA 2016 up to 2021, 6 na SONA. Tuwing binabanggit ni dating Pangulong Duterte ang war on drugs, nagpapalakpakan po ang lahat. Standing ovation po ang Kongreso at ang Senado. Dahil ramdam nila na may pagbabago po at tinupad ni dating Pangulong Duterte ang kanyang pinangako noon. Standing ovation. Tapos bakit ngayon sinisisi siya? Bakit ngayon mag-isa na lang siya? Hindi ba kayo nakinabang? Hindi ba nakinabang ang mga kababayan nating Pilipino?
And if anything, the only new information dito is the nitty-gritty, the extent of it. From Duterte contacting the former police colonel asking for a PNP officer na miyembro ng Iglesia ni Cristo to implement a Davao-style reward at bounty system sa mga pinaghihinalaang gumagamit ng ipinagbabawal na gamot. Alam ng sangkatauhan nito, and this will unravel to the days to come. So you better subscribe to the channel, follow my links in socials, and avoid Joseph, dahil you can find a channel like this anywhere else. Although, I'm kind of boring. Like, I admit, parang boring itong aking presentation. But, you know, I don't want to exert much effort anyway. Now, one thing sus though is the fact na she maintains na she's innocent. She maintains her innocence and separates herself from the whole charade. Alam niya ang mga galawan at nangyari, ngunit maintains that she did not plan or enforce any of these she's accusing other people of, with kahit na halatang may carnal knowledge siya of what transpired, to which she said, kinukwento lang daw ito ng mga tao sa paligid niya. It seems like Duterte's power is crumbling right before our eyes. Maraming tumitiwalag sa kanya, turning their heads against the former President Rodrigo Duterte. I mean, how the mighty have fallen, ika nga. I've already talked about this for quite a while, especially in the past year. Tignan nyo na lang yung mga related NIDW, Minimajor, Tidbits, tulad ng paglayang ni dating Senador Lala de Lima, at maraming pang iba, because you will get a clearer and fuller picture of what actually transpired, lalo na sa labanan ni dating Senator Lali de Lima at former President Rodrigo Duterte. Ang video clip na ito ay galing sa aking series na News Worthy Recap. Check the entire video for the complete weekly news recap and subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date sa mga local at global news na I'll make sure would be interesting to you particularly. Di ko alam yung name mo pero you should subscribe. You Muhammad Smith? I don't fucking know. John Smith? Salamat sa manonood mga kabayan. For me, like, subscribe, follow my links in socials and avoid. Choose that would be linked down below. Sa susunod muli, of course, paalam.